Good night, Billy.
Good night.
Billy's mother didn't know the real reason why he didn't want to go to bed. When he was left alone in the dark bedroom, Billy became frightened. He didn't understand about fear, that fear is a natural thing and nothing to be ashamed of, and that there's a way to go about getting over some fears. So he had never told his mother about it.
My name is Sophie, and I'm Tyler.
My name's Abraham.
Shuna. It's Jessica.
William Brown.
Vladimir.
Zoe. Kim. Kiara.
Alexander.
My name's Vida.
Tell me, Billy, are you often afraid like this?
Lots of nights.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't tell me about this before. You should never be ashamed of telling me when you're afraid of something. Fear is nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody's afraid of something or other.
I'm kind of afraid of being underwater.
Rats. Staying in elevators when I'm alone.
Also don't like to walk under ladders.
I'm a little afraid of heights.
Fear of darkness.
Like a fear of snakes.
Bugs. All bugs.
I'm afraid of failure.
No, not really.
No fears.
Except for one, the man upstairs.
Being afraid is nature's way of reminding us that we should do something to avoid the danger, to avoid being harmed.
Sometimes it'll wake me up at night.
So I walk around ladders rather than going through.
One time we were out at the cottage and there were snakes under a rock and she had to get us all to kill them because there was no way she could live with them there, so.
When you go to the edge and you think about, like, you could push yourself a little closer, and then you think, like, well, maybe I could just go off.
He's probably at the beach just like sitting on the sand saying, I ain't going up on the pier, I ain't going nowhere. I am staying down here.
That's what fear is, a warning of danger.
Just what happens. Just what happens when we grow up and when we're not around things, when we have phobias.
Experience or like a history, a culture has a lot to do with it. I think everything contributes to fear. The media, politics, how people want to slant things in order to get reelected, you know, things like that.
Probably it comes from childhood, when a person has some fear.
And the same holds true in Canada as it does here. You know, all of the tools that you can use to make people afraid will eventually, you know, people make a lot of decisions based on fear.
Fear that I don't think you quite understand, Billy.
What's that?
Well, sometimes when you become afraid, there isn't anything that's really dangerous. Sometimes you think things are dangerous when they're not. Sometimes you and most other people grow afraid even when they know there's nothing dangerous.
See, I think there are two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize.
And I thought that was totally irrational, and I thought those snakes, like, they didn't need to die.
You know, have you ever been hurt by a bug? No. So why would you be afraid of a bug? So no, that's an irrational fear.
It can change your life. If you have some fear, it can prevent you of doing something. So I think that fear, it's not a good thing to have a fear of something.
I think pretty much everyone should do their best to overcome them because a lot of the times it gets in the way of people achieving goals and stuff. But it's also like healthy to have fun.
It's like, buddy, if you don't get over your fear, then you won't be able to go traveling.
Yeah.
With like your family and stuff. It's like, okay, I'll try, but
But suppose you are afraid of something, like dogs or Or the dark. What can you do about it?
Talk about them. Don't hold it in. Talk about it to your friends, and maybe they'll give you advice on what to do about them. Don't keep it inside. Talk about it.
First step is to face to your fear. If you fear to do something, you need to do that. Only in this way you can conquer it.
Face it. Face whatever it is that you're afraid of.
I don't know, maybe be around a bunch of ants.
If you try to avoid your fear, you're gonna lose. You need only to try to win your fear.
Me, do lots and lots of jumping jacks.